Hello lads, good morning. Welcome to our channel Time to Cram. In earlier lecture, we have the introduction on metals and non-metals. And in today's lecture, we are going to know about physical properties in metal. So the basic question arises here is, what is meant by physical properties of metal? Physical properties of metal by which we can differentiate each metal with another, and also by which we can differentiate the metals and also by which we can get to know about the specific properties of certain metal. Some of the properties we are going to learn in today's lecture is malleability, ductility, the sonorous, etc. Going to learn physical properties by doing some activities. So the first activity is activity 3.1. First step of the activity is take samples of iron, copper, aluminium and magnesium. Note the appearance of each sample. You can see on the screen that there is each picture of iron, copper, aluminium, magnesium. So the second step is take sandpaper. You know the sandpaper, okay, by which we can rub the dust out of it. This is called as. Now the third step is that clean the surface of each sample by rubbing them with sandpaper and note their appearance again. Okay, so the conclusion of this activity is rubbing on rusted metal surface, the new surface which we have will be more shiner. So this is the property of metallic luster. The definition of metallic luster is the shining appearance of metal is called as metallic luster. And now the second activity is activity 3.3. In this activity, we will take pieces of iron, zinc, lead and copper. These are the pictures of the iron, zinc, lead and copper. Now the second step is place any one metal on a block of iron and strike it 4 or 5 times with a hammer. Also repeat with other metals too. Okay, we have seen that blacksmith used to do in their shops. Okay, there will be some changes in the shape of this metal, somewhat like this if we can hammer heavily on it. So the conclusion of the last activity is, from last activity we conclude that when metals can be beaten into thin sheet. So this property is known as malleability. The definition of malleability is metals beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. You don't have to memorize all these definitions because they are very easy to remember, and we can also see this in our daily life. So these are the basic property that we should keep in our mind. Now the activity 3.4, this is our third activity for this lesson. List the metals whose wires you have seen in daily life. For example, that in electricity we use copper wire, we use iron wires in building our houses. We also know that there is aluminium wire by which we can tie things together, if you remember. Okay, now these are the example of copper wire in our electricity, household electricity. Okay. Conclusion. The definition of ductility is metals can be drawn into thin wire is called ductility. Now this is what mean by ductility, that we can in case of iron we can convert them into thin wires, but we can't do that in non metals. Okay, now activity 3.5 in your textbook. Take an aluminium or copper wire and aluminium. Clamp this wire on a stand. Fix a pin to the free end of the wire using wax. Below is the diagram of how you will clamp the wire on a stand. Now the third step is hit the wire with a spirit lamp, candle or a burner near the place where it is clamped, something like this with a burner. Okay, now the conclusion of this previous activity is, from last activity we can conclude that metals have hardness, they can't be easily molded, so we have to melt it on high temperature. Therefore metals have higher melting point. For example, the melting point for pure iron is about to 1500 Celsius. Okay, they can only be melted on such temperature. So metals have the higher melting points. The definition for high melting point is the melting point of a substance in the temperature at which it transforms from a solid to a liquid state. Now the physical properties we have learned in previous activities are metallic luster, hardness, malleability, ductility, high melting point and good conductors of electricity, sonorous and magnetic properties. Now extra points, we also have some extra points, that the best conductors of heat are silver and copper. Lead and mercury are comparatively poor metals of heat. Mercury is the only metal that exists in liquid state. Thank you for watching our video, and in next lecture we are going to study more about physical properties of non-metal.
Notes are uploaded on the bloggers page of Time to Cram. So visit the bloggers page to download the notes, and the link of the bloggers is given in the description box. So check the description box, get the link and download the notes. And if you find this video helpful and informative, then like it and do share it with your friends and classmates. And yet you had not subscribed to our channel Time to Cram, then subscribe it. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get latest notification and update when new video is uploaded. That's all for today's video lecture. Thank you.